Hello crafty friends, I'm Lien from Studio Kato and I'm so happy to be back with a shorter video this time. I have been doing so many technique focused videos where I make tons of cards in one video, but I thought I'd bring it back to basics and just have fun making a single card for once. Where I don't think about which technique I want to show you, because these are just some products that I wanted to use that have been sitting in my stash for too long. I have been collecting Pinkfresh Studio products for years and I have less and less time to use them, which is a pity. So I'm going to try to make more time just for those products that I've been collecting personally and make some shorter videos where I just make a card from start to finish. I'm going to not speed the footage up as much as I usually do, so it's just a fun, relaxing video. I hope I can make more of these because I had really a lot of fun making this card. So I am foiling a sentiment and a focal image. So the floral image that I'm using today is from the Go For It hot foil set from Pinkfresh Studio. And the sentiment is from the Wonderful Sentiments hot foil plate set from Pinkfresh Studio. I'll also be using the coordinating dies, and these do happen to be sets that have a matching stamp available as well. I don't have the stamps for either of these, but if you don't have a Glimmer system or you don't love hot foiling as much, you can make this card just with stamping the sentiment and the image as well. That would work fine too. I foiled all of this in the Satin Rose Gold foil from Spellbinders. This comes in the Satin Metallics Variety Pack if you're looking for it. They don't sell them separately, I think, but I really love the Satin Metallics. They're some of my most used foils because I love that satin finish. And it's a lot easier to photograph as well, as opposed to just the regular metallics, the shiny ones. Now I die cut this out. I don't know why I die cut it before watercoloring it. I never do that, but here we are. I'm going to watercolor this with some really muted colors. I knew which green I was going to use for the rest of the card, so I'm going to try to match that green by mixing some of the paints in my palette, and then I just used whatever paint was left on my palette, honestly. I've been painting a lot of flowers lately, and I just had these colors sitting out, and they do work beautifully together, so I didn't want to clean out my palette and waste that paint. This is not that it really matters because you can use any paint you have. It's all fine. I'm using Daniel Smith and Schminke watercolors today. I'm not sure about which colors I used. I'm very bad at remembering these names because I just pick the colors out of the box and I have too many paints to remember them all. But these are really, really fun. Those peachy colors and that really blue-green, it always goes well together. And it's been a go-to color combination for me for a while now because it works every time. And it's just that little bit more of a muted color palette that it's not as in your face as my usual color combinations. So it's a nice, easy break from those sometimes. I'm doing some very loose watercoloring. I'm just wetting some areas and dropping some paint in. I'm not really shading anything, or not consciously anyway. I'm just dropping in a few different shades here and there to give it a little bit more interest. Now, for the main part of this card, I'm using one of those new Pinkfresh Studio BetterPress plates because I am BetterPress obsessed. I think we all know by now. If you're new to the BetterPress, I will link a video in the description below to give you my first impression of the BetterPress and go over everything you get in the starter kit, and also a really great tip to using the BetterPress on colored cardstock, because I think that's a great way to stretch your BetterPress plates. Now I'm using the BetterPress cotton cardstock here, the porcelain one, which is the white BetterPress cardstock from Spellbinders. All of the supplies, by the way, are linked below, and I have also written a blog post with a visual supply list as well, if that's easier for you. Now, this is the second time, I think, that I'm using regular inks instead of the BetterPress inks to ink up a press plate, and I was fussing with this a little bit too much. I made this a lot more complicated than it had to be because I saw that the ink was beating up on that press plate and it worried me. I thought I wouldn't get a good impression, so I kept inking it up. I kept fussing around with blending brushes as well. I cut that part out of the video because it didn't do anything. It just made things worse. In the end, I just tried it as it was, even though the ink was beating up, and it went perfectly. So don't be too hard on yourself. Just try it before you waste. I think I spent 5 minutes just inking up this press plate when I really didn't have to. So yeah, I did do some sort of ombre ink blending. So I inked it up with a lighter ink first, and then I went darker around the edges. I used Pinkfresh Studio inks. I think the ink cube bundle I used was green Gables. Again, it's all linked in the blog post. And this is that ink cube bundle again. I'm using the full one now, and I am adding to that ombre look. So I'm first inking it up with a really light ink, and I'm not going all the way to the inside of the frame. I'm leaving some of those innermost pieces white as well. And then I'm just going to darken it up around the edges for a really dramatic green frame. I just love this frame. I think it would be really cute for critter cards as well, because it sort of looks like a hedge of flowers just pushing in from the forest or something. And I thought it would be really cute to put some sort of fairy tale set or scene in that frame as well. That would be so cute for a baby card maybe. I love it. But yeah, for this one I just stuck to flowers. Now, to add a little bit of subtle texture to the background, I used the dotted chevron cover plate from Pinkfresh Studio. Pinkfresh Studio has so many cover plate dies, and I love using cover plate dies on every single project. If I could, I would use a cover plate die on every single project, and I'm not kidding. These are such an easy way to add just a little something to a background. And yeah, if you have a lot of stems for like focal images already, I think these are great additions to your stash. Yes, they are a little bit pricey, but you can definitely stretch them out and make some cool different techniques with them as well. But I just love to use them on their own too. They're so gorgeous every single time, and there's no way to mess it up either. It's the perfect background product. Now, I propped that frame up on some foam tape, even though I have already stacked it up. So there's a second layer that is glued to the frame, and there's also a second layer that is glued behind the flowers as well, because I love dimension. And I love a stacked up die cut, because I think it looks better. It just looks better. I don't know why. I'm also using the Ornate rectangle frames. I think the frame dies from Pinkfresh Studio are just always gorgeous, and I love a good frame anyway. Now, this set comes with 2 dies, so you get 2 frames technically. However, each frame splits into 2 frames, so they're sort of meant to, those 2 frames you get from one die are sort of meant to go together. They just cut apart for a fun different look, and you could use 2 different colors of cardstock, for example. But I think this really dainty frame just added just enough, and I didn't want a bulkier frame, so I just left it split up. And I used the new rose gold glitter cardstock from Pinkfresh Studio as well. I finished it up with some embellishments, and that's it. I really, really love this card. It's a good color palette, I think, with that green and peach and the rose gold foil with the rose gold glitter frame. Just pulls it all together. A really, really fun project to make because I got to do some fun techniques. I love BetterPress, I love foiling, and I love watercoloring. I had a good time. I hope you did too watching this video. Now, I am mostly still going to be posting longer videos because I like making those as well. Sometimes I just also like to go in my craft room and just make a card without thinking about what the video is going to be about, you know? Just a little card for me, just to have some fun. I hope you liked the video. I hope you liked the card. If you did, make sure to leave a thumbs up on this video. Leave your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel if you want to see more of my videos. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Bye!